You know, there's a phrase echoing through the industry right now. Sustainability is no longer a marketing slogan, it is a precondition for entering global supply chains. Welcome to today's explainer. Look, in our modern commercial landscape, the pressure on global supply chains is just immense. International markets have absolutely zero tolerance for greenwashing these days. Simply slapping an eco-friendly label on our product? Yeah, that's a thing of the past. Today, every single claim requires ironclad, undeniable proof.
So we're here today to demystify the Global Recycled Standard, or as you've probably heard it called, the GRS. In this explainer, we are going to navigate these incredibly strict global sustainability requirements so you can avoid the really costly pitfalls of greenwashing. We'll be breaking down some fantastic insights from Textile Exchange and ISC Global to see exactly how businesses can take these rigorous mandates and turn them into a genuine, real-world competitive advantage.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. First, the sustainability mandate. Second, what is the GRS? Third, comparing GRS and RCS. Fourth, the 4 core pillars. Fifth, the business advantage. And finally, number 6, the upcoming standard transition. Let's jump right into Section 1, the sustainability mandate. So, the rules of international trade have shifted drastically, haven't they? Self-declarations are just no longer enough. Leading fashion brands, international retailers, and frankly, everyday consumers are asking the tough questions. They want to know, is this actually made from recycled materials? What is the exact percentage? Was it produced safely? To get your foot in the door of demanding markets like the EU or the US, buyers demand independent third-party verification to combat greenwashing. We literally need an objective, shared language for recycling across the board.
Which brings us to Section 2. What exactly is the GRS?
The Global Recycled Standard, or GRS, is a voluntary, full-product standard setting criteria for third-party certification of recycled materials and production practices. I like to think of it as a crucial green passport. You absolutely need it for entering those demanding global markets. And the thing is, it doesn't just ask how much of your product is recycled. It digs so much deeper to verify that the entire production process itself is genuinely sustainable from top to bottom. And this standard has really matured right alongside the recycling industry itself. It actually originated back in 2008 through control union certifications. Then, in 2011, ownership was transferred to Textile Exchange, which is a highly respected nonprofit in this space. The current active version we're working with is 4.0, released in July 2017. And let me tell you, with every single update, the standard sets higher and higher expectations for absolute transparency. All right, moving on to Section 3, comparing GRS and RCS.
Now, there's a bit of common confusion in the industry because Textile Exchange actually manages 2 recycling standards. When we put these two head-to-head, the Recycled Claim Standard, or RCS, focuses mainly on verifying recycled content and basic supply chain tracing. The GRS, on the other hand, it's much stricter and far more comprehensive. It requires higher minimum thresholds and adds strict social, environmental, and chemical requirements into the mix. While RCS is a really solid starting point, industry experts highly recommend applying for both simultaneously. It's just a smart move to optimize your auditing costs.
Let's dive into the mechanics in Section 4, the 4 core pillars.
As you can see, the GRS is not just a simple materials check. It's like a giant puzzle that relies on 4 foundational pillars to create a truly holistic management system. Step 1 is the verification of recycled content. Step 2 is responsible social and environmental production. Step 3 enforces strict chemical restrictions. And Step 4 is chain of custody traceability. Let's break down how each of these pillars actually plays out in the real world.
Okay, so the first pillar is recycled content. Now, while 20% recycled content is the bare minimum required for business-to-business claims, 50% is the absolute magic number. You have to hit that 50% mark to qualify for consumer-facing GRS labeling on your products.
The second pillar covers social and environmental production. And honestly, this is often where businesses struggle the most. Social and environmental compliance requires system-wide management of safe working conditions, wastewater, emissions, and energy usage. You really can't just fix this with a simple quality control check at the end of the line. It requires comprehensive, whole-team training and a fundamental shift in how you run daily operations. Next up, the third pillar is strict chemical restrictions. This systematically prohibits chemicals with harmful potential by pulling directly from a restricted list. And what's brilliant here is how it integrates really powerful industry tools like the ZDHC Manufacturing Restricted Substance List, or MRSL. This proactively rips hazardous substances right out of the global value chain, which protects factory workers, everyday consumers, and the local ecosystems.
And finally, the fourth pillar, chain of custody traceability. The transaction certificate, or TC, is a mandatory document required every single time goods change hands in the supply chain. This is what enables clear, unbroken traceability. The TC is literally the backbone of the GRS. It acts as an unbreakable shield, preventing the fraudulent mixing of virgin materials into a batch of certified recycled goods.
Let's look at the upside in Section 5, the business advantage. For supply chain executives out there going through this rigorous training and auditing process, it's not a sunk cost. It is a massive investment with a huge ROI. It completely expands your export access to strict markets in the EU, US, Japan, and Korea. It enhances your brand reputation, it firmly affirms your environmental responsibility, and it significantly shortens customer audit processes thanks to that proven transparency we talked about. Plus, verified recycled lines often command higher commercial margins, all while keeping your business safely ahead of those tightening global anti-greenwashing laws.
And now, our final section, number 6, the upcoming standard transition.
Okay, here is the urgent, forward-looking twist. Textile Exchange is currently consolidating GRS, RCS, and OCS into a single, unified framework. They're calling it the Materials Matter Standard, and this creates a major dual challenge for factories. You have to maintain your current certification while simultaneously preparing your entire system for this massive upcoming transition. Let's look at the timeline. The Materials Matter Standard criteria was officially released on December 12, 2025. The new standard becomes fully effective on December 31, 2026. Now, since today is June 1, 2026, that effective date is literally right around the corner. Mandatory compliance will be required for all subsequent audits starting December 31, 2027. So the clock is ticking and preparation needs to start yesterday.
To make sure you don't lose your capability to supply international markets, consultancies like ISC Global recommend a highly structured roadmap. Step 1, perform a gap analysis right now against current and future requirements. Step 2, deliver whole team awareness training. Step 3, build out those strict documentation and TC systems we discussed. And Step 4, conduct internal audits so you can catch and fix any nonconformities long before the official auditor ever walks through your doors.
So I want to leave you with this provocative question to chew on. Is your supply chain actually ready for the Materials Matter era? Look, transparent recycling is no longer optional. It is the passport of the future. Proactive preparation is absolutely critical. Thank you so much for joining this explainer, and we will see you next time.